Hi guys, my name's Elliot. I recently returned home from Utila Island. I was out there for about a month working with a friend on the Iguana Station. We were both volunteering out there. This video just basically gives you an insight into volunteering and an overview of the island. So we set off on a journey from London to San Pedro Sula, where we would head down to the Seaboat and get the ferry to Utila Island. But first, being students, we were on a tight budget, which meant stopping unnecessarily just to make the journey cheaper. Our flight from London Heathrow stopped in Newark Airport, where we got a shuttle to LaGuardia Airport.
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in
Not quite a Bugatti, but yeah, this is LaGuardia Airport, our second layover. Just chilling there with a few double chins after a quick power nap. Continuing on our tour of the universe, we headed down to Houston and then got a flight to San Pedro Sula, where we made our way down to the island of Utila, which according to this editing program doesn't exist. We finally landed in San Pedro Sula, where we caught the bus down to La Ceiba. Before getting a taxi from the bus station to the hostel, we were handed our bags by the bus driver, who was carrying a casual oversized gun in his left hand whilst passing us our bags with his right hand. After coming to terms with this being purely for safety reasons, we exchanged gratitude and got in a taxi to our hostel. We stayed in Hotel Stadia, which is really comfortable, and the guy who owns the place is super welcoming. Luckily I brought my Kindle, so we opted for a bit of summer high tie. This is the stunning mural on the way up to the Iguana Station. So this was our accommodation for the 5 weeks. Day 1 of working on the Iguana Station. Surprisingly, the first species we fed were the red-eared slider turtles. Despite eating mangoes at 8 AM 6 days a week, they just can't get enough of the stuff. Meet Swampy, the absolute boss of iguanas. Scientists predicted that the swamper breed could live up to around 17 years. Swampy is now 20. Finish this dinner. At the Iguana Station, the main aim for the volunteers is to increase awareness of the endangered swamp-head iguana. Swamper iguana's natural habitat is the mangroves. During breeding season, the females migrate to the beaches and lay their eggs in the sand so that the eggs can be incubated for 2.5 months. Unfortunately, many of these beaches are threatened by development from irresponsible tourism. The island has already developed the East Harbour, fortunately where ecotourism is now a big part of people's lives. Most people that visit the island would agree the development has to stop here. A lot of locals from mainland Honduras come over to the island hoping to make money from the increased tourism. If they cannot do so, then they unsustainably live off the island's natural resources and causing damage to the mangroves, the coral reefs, and the separating lagoons. One of the most shocking things to hear was that the pregnant female iguana was a local delicacy until it became illegal to hunt iguanas. Day 5, and we had to release 3 snakes into the wild as the centre couldn't afford any more mice to feed them. Ewan stepped up to the challenge. I'll let the video explain the rest.
The head, man. The head's... Fucking hell, man. Ewan, man. Oh my god.
enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes!
That's a pretty big trunk on my Lincoln Town car, ain't it? Big enough to take these broken hearts and put them in it. Now I'm driving.
Day 7, and we were lucky enough to go on a trek to Pumpkin Hill, which is the highest point on Utila. The trek was led by Lucy from the Whale Shark Oceanic Research Centre and her friend Tommy.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Literally can see everything. That's right, mate. Feature.
This is halfway down the other side of the mountain, which overlooks a part of the island that is a complete contrast from the lively main streets of the East Harbour. At the bottom of Pumpkin Hill, there are a lot of large mango trees. Luckily we had Tommy, our local guide, to climb up and get them. Come on. She's going to stand on a leaf soon and just float on it. Day 10, and completely used to island life, we had a backflip competition. First up is Ewan, representing Scotland.
If you don't know about me,
You alright? Alright, Jem, backflip. Next up is Jem, representing Cyprus.
yeah, I'm lead for the beat.
That was good. That was good. You landed like that. It was almost. Lastly, and definitely least, is myself, representing Great Britain.
Top brand dogs with me.
After 3 shocking attempts, you may have noticed Ewan didn't actually go for a backflip. I managed to capture his backflip in 10 still images, so without further ado, Ewan, take to the stage. Picture 1, feeling confident and ready to go. Picture 2, looking a little bit like he wants someone to hold his hands. Picture 3, withdraw hands to ensure rotation. Picture 4, looking like he's just been shot. Picture 5, beginning of the end. Picture 6, landing on my side will protect me. Picture 7, attempt to style it out. Picture 8, what have I got myself into? Picture 9, maybe if I turn this into a dive no one will notice. Picture 10, or a belly flop. Close up of picture 10, going well. Shot challenge attempt 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's cold.
Shot challenge attempt 2.
Go! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You both failed.
Good stuff! One thing we all noticed when walking about the island was that there was a lack of signs to the Iguana Station, apart from the amazing mural that is 500 metres from the sanctuary. For my personal project, I made 5 signs that we nailed up around the close proximity of the station. A few days later, most of the volunteers from the Iguana Station helped the whale shark team paint their centre. 3 weeks in, and we had the amazing opportunity to
swim with whale sharks. Fuck yeah!
Unfortunately, our plan was forward when the whale sharks failed to show themselves on a 5-hour boat ride. Nevertheless, Freya, from the Whale Shark Centre, kindly sent me a video from the sighting the very next day. The Whale Shark Centre also does a snorkel beach cleanup once a week. A few of us from the Iguana Station did our best to help out.
I'm faster than a kayak, look at this. Nah, probably not. Whoa, he's got away from the flow.
Right, so the idea is, Freya, you're going to go further in. If you don't want to be that further out than like 10 metres from where you can even go like right up to where the docks are, because that's where the rubbish is. I'm going to go in the middle. Zoe's going to be on the outside. Obviously don't go further out than where Zoe is, because she's the marker to let people know that we're here.
Yeah.
Try and stay in line between me, Freya and Zoe, and I'm going to give everybody a bag.
After a few hours of snorkeling, we had collected about 5 bags full of rubbish.
Great success.
Week 4 came round and we were soon to be leaving. One of our last nights out together was Tequila Tuesday at Tranquilla.
One day
and Zoe signed up for the sea turtle watch during their last week. They needed to patrol the beach where the sea turtles lay their eggs in the sand. Unfortunately, farmers are known to come to the site during the night to take eggs and sell them in forms such as sea turtle egg soup. That night, they both witnessed a sea turtle lay around 174 eggs. Later on in the evening, a farmer drove to the site on his quad bike. Fortunately, the volunteers' presence made the farmer turn and drive off. Sadly, 5 weeks was up. Jem, Zoe and I took the small plane from Utila Airport to San Pedro Sula. On the way to San Pedro, we stopped in Nasiba, which is one of the most beautiful airports with the mountains in the background.
Lobster